Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Sal Gonzalez, and today we're going to talk about the story behind Alabama Breathing. So the story begins, I first moved to Nashville. I just gotten out of the Marine Corps, and I was looking for a place to settle down, and Nashville seemed like a really good spot. I'd made friends with a dude that I was in the hospital with, who was another Marine, and we hit it off really good, and he lived in Nashville, and Music City, USA. I figured I'd go check it out. So I came here and loved it so much that I moved. Quickly became my home. I moved in with my buddy's parents. This song is actually a story that his father told me. His name was Rick Autry. He passed away recently, rest his soul. And when I first moved here, he took me down to the docks where the local Percy Priest lake is. We were feeding the ducks, just feeding them potato chips or whatever. And we're all telling stories about fights that we've been in our lives. I was here and I got into a fist fight with this guy, or this, that, and the other happened when I got shot at when I was living in Los Angeles or whatever. And right as we get done kind of yapping about our time, my buddy's dad looks over at us and goes, "I once stabbed a man in the neck with an Afro pick," and then went back to feeding the ducks. And just quit talking. Like, that was the end of the story. So we poked and prodded, and he finally told us the story. He was at a New Year's Eve party in a unfamiliar part of the country with his girlfriend at the time, who ended up being his wife. And they're at this New Year's Eve party. They only know one person, and that part, it's not even that guy's house. They came with this guy who was invited. So they're at this house, and this big dude, giant man, decides that he wants to get frisky or dance with Pops's girl. And well, he was also a Marine during the Vietnam era. Even though he wasn't a big man, he had an awful lot of fight in him. So Pops wasn't going to stand by and let that happen. So he climbed all over this dude like a spider monkey. And this guy basically swatted him off like he was a gnat. They separated him, and they put this dude in the back room, and they put Pops in this bathroom on the other side of the house. Pops is sitting there, and he's like, "Man, this guy's bigger than me. But if he wants to start shit, like I can't back down. Like, I gotta defend myself." And he's like, "What am I gonna do? If he comes after me, what can I defend myself with?" He goes, "I can either pick up a chair." He goes, "But if I can't get to a chair, last resort." And he sees this black fisted Afro pick with metal tines. And he goes, "That'll do." And he sticks it in his back pocket like a wallet. And sure enough, stuff starts happening again. I think Pops's wife, they got slapped in the hubbub of the heated situation. And so when that happened, Pop saw red, and he jumped all over this dude like a spider monkey again, except this time he had claws. And he starts jacking this dude in the neck with this Afro pick. He goes, "I just kind of dug my fingers in between those tines and started sticking them." He said, "The next thing I know, there's a gun to the back of my head. I hear the click," and he says, "Let him up, boy." He goes, "I thought they were going to hold me down with the revolver and just let him beat me up." But apparently, the dude that picked the fight with him was the son of the local sheriff. And the local sheriff had been told exactly what happened and how his son was definitely at fault. He said, "You folks aren't from around here. You guys should pack up your stuff and leave. My son was out of line. I apologize. You guys are no longer welcome here." And he goes, "Thank you, sir." And they packed up and left. And I've been trying to write that story into a song ever since I first moved here to Nashville. It's about 20 years. Alabama Breathing is the closest I've ever come to it. And it's not even that. I had to make up a story to fit all the stuff. Turns out, stabbed a man in the neck with an Afro pick really doesn't rhyme all that good. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you would have done. Tell me what you would have rhymed it with. Hit me up, like, subscribe, all that BS. All right, deuces.